Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1964 Smith Corona Sterling vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. This is your left margin. I'm going to set that on 0 and the right one around 70 to 80. So let's go closer to 85. This is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip that switch back. It skips 2. One more, it skips 3. I'm going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. Just flip the switch down all the way down. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Beautiful typing machine. One of my favorites. I just love the look of this. And very reliable, trusty, and always perfect print. Has an elite typeface, which prints 12 characters per inch. And if you take a look at the top panel here, you can tell that somebody sprayed something on there. You never want to do that. If you're going to clean it, just spray whatever you're going to use on the rag first or on the sponge or whatever you're using. If you spray directly on there, you're going to cause that problem. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy. Or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that down before you load the next page. And when we flip that down, I always like to keep that down because I do frequent maintenance on these. And if you have that up and you're frequently going down to check problems, you're going to bend that and it's going to be bent too far to the front and might get stuck. Shift on each side and shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the left side works good. Tab on the right. Right now we have tabs set on 10 space intervals. So we're going to go and clear all those by hitting the tab button. The CL button right next to it stands for clear. So now we shouldn't have any, but as you can see, it goes slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. So I always like to set one somewhere in the middle by hitting that set button. And it should stop at that spot. You can set as many tabs as you want on this model. Below that is MR, stands for margin release. You get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that MR button, it does allow you to go all the way to the end. That works good. I think I already did the backspace, but I'm going to do it again. I like doing the backspace on typewriters. Alright, all the brand new ribbon is loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right clockwise. If you want to switch that direction, there's a switch right above that backspace. You flip it up, and it'll pull counterclockwise to the left. We want to keep it going to the right. This is your touch control. The farther right you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. Actually, I believe it's left. It doesn't have a number on there, but there is a spring down there, and it pulls the spring when you flip it left. I don't know if it has a really big difference on this model, but typically all typewriters that have touch control, it does create a lot of tension when you pull that, and you just have to hit the keys a little bit harder for them to print, but they respond faster. So just gauge that to see what you prefer when it comes to the touch control. And that's it on the keyboard. Very nice carriage releases on this model versus the newer ones that have the hard plastic ones that break. And I do 3D print those since they don't make them anymore. So if you need a replacement, check my shop. This one doesn't need that though. It just has the nice metal ones. On the left side is the left carriage release. And this little lever here, if you pull it out, it disables the spacing when you turn the knob so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it in, you get those clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. And I also have replacement knobs for both sides if you need replacements. I 3D print those too. pretty much anything you need that's 3D printable, I can design and make. So if you need something, request it, and I'll see if I can get that for you. If you pull down this knob here on the inside of the platen, it disables the spacing as well. So when you turn the knob, you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it up, you get the clicks. And on the inside of the, further to the right of that, there is a page gauge. So you load it right underneath the 11. When you load the page, that's where you set the page gauge. And then on the end side, it'll start warning you when you get to the close to the bottom of the end of the page, 2 inches and 1.5, 1 inch, and that's the end. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.